I'm not going to start over. We are going to continue from where we stopped. Let me bring this a little closer. Let's say, for example, we had root 50 minus root 18. Using the skills we've developed so far, how would you break this down? Using the skills we've built so far, how can you break this down? We said there is a way to re-express what's under the square root so that one of the multipliers is going to be a number that we are going to find it easy to evaluate its square root. What are those numbers going to be? What are the numbers going to be? We talked about how we decide what those numbers are already. By now you should know. What two numbers can you multiply to get 50? You can just ask the question. If you type your question in the stream, if I can answer it, I will. If I cannot, 10 times what? 10 what? What about 10? Please don't leave me stranded. 10, I said two numbers multiplied. 10 is one number. Somebody has 25 times 2. Somebody has 25 times 2. Okay. And I believe you chose this pair because you can easily evaluate the square root of 25. When I say easily, that means without a calculator. What about here? How did you break this one? Two numbers, 10 and 5. Somebody has 10 and 5. Okay, the person who said 10 and 5, without a calculator, can you tell me what the square root of 10 is? Thank you so much for the roses. I really appreciate you. I really do. The person who said 10 and 5 here for 50. This is correct. You're right. 10 times 5 is 50. But can you get, if we re-express this, can you tell me without your calculator, what is the square root of 10? Can you tell me what the square root of 10 is? Without a calculator. Without a calculator is what I said. I was very particular. Do you know what it is? Without a calculator. The square root, you said it is 5 without a calculator. If you give me a decimal, okay, so a number multiplied by some number is 10. What is the number? And we said, okay, so 10 and 5 are not a good pair. If you said 25 and 2, the square root of 25, we know the square root of 25 is 5. And what about 18? What did you get for 18? You had 9 and 2. Yes, these are a good pair. And you will say the square root of 9, that's 3 root 2. Very good. Great job. Thank you so much for the gifts. I really appreciate it. And what's 5 minus 3? What's 5 minus 3? I really appreciate you. I really do. I'm sorry I cannot see the names, but I can see you have a bluish avatar. Thank you. What's 5 minus 3? This is 3 root 2 and 5 root 2. Yes, you have 2. 2 root 2. Okay. All right. Now, how did we explain this yesterday? How did we explain this yesterday? Why is it that 5 root 2 minus 3 root 2 is 2 root 2? What's the simplest way we explained this yesterday? How can you tell somebody in the class? Hello? Where does the root 2 come from? The roots are the same. Yes, X. The roots are the same. We said this here. We said this over here is the same as, I'll make a bubble. We said this over here is the same as saying 5 is the same as saying 5x minus, kind of comparable. Where the x is the root, because these guys here have the same multiplier. Yes, that's what we said yesterday. Nothing has changed. We are just building on to these concepts. Great job. Okay, now, let me change the question slightly. Change the question slightly. I should be using chalk, really. I'm going to change the question slightly and say, what would you do with this one? What would you do with this one? What would you say? What would you say with this one? What's the difference between this and the one we just had? Why did you say 2 root 4? I don't know why you said negative. Yes, it would be negative. That's the only difference. The process would be the same. Oh, you can't see it? It's over here. Let me fix my camera. Okay. It's the same number. It's the same problem. You're welcome. It's the same problem we started with. I just switched it around. And I asked you how the answer would be different. And somebody, thank you for the rose. Somebody said it would be negative. Why? Intuitively, you know even just by looking at these, that the square root of 18 is going to be smaller than the square root of 50. So we're going to have a smaller negative number. All right, now let's move on to something else. I had another example. Does anybody remember? Can we add? Can we add here? Can we add? Can we add these surds?